One of the big questions that we always get is, how can I help people in a free group and then encourage them and successfully get them to move over into a 30-day group with me? And you guys, the big thing I want you to know is it can take time. You may be super excited that you've got 20 people who are ready to dive in with you in this Crock-Pot group. And at the end of the week, you had so many people engaged and they were having great conversations, but nobody decided to take that leap. And I want you to know that's okay, but we can't stop doing these. And I think that's what happens is we get frustrated and we feel like we put all this time into it, because what I'm going to share with you tonight, my process of working through free groups with people who are in my free group, it's time consuming. In fact, I was saying to Kelly and Tanya the other day, sometimes I feel like free groups are a bit more time consuming than a 30-day group. And that's because you really are investing so much in them that it can seem exhausting to then not have somebody continue on with you. But there will be a free group in October. If it's not during a week that you want to do it, or if it's not a theme that you want to do, jump in, get some people and do one on your own. There will be one in November, because what I can tell you is what you are doing now is planting the seeds for January. I know that sounds crazy. I cannot believe, I saw Rachel Hollis talking about like the last 90, and I literally feel like she was just talking about that last year. Like it just has come so quickly. September is a really hard month, you guys. I think we all feel like we're drowning. And there have been times where I feel like I don't even know how to lead or how to help, because I don't want to put one more thing on somebody's plate, because I feel that way too. You guys, I didn't help anybody this month until just 5 seconds ago. Like I've helped nobody this month. Not because I haven't tried, but it's a hard month across the board for a lot of people. But what's going to separate you from the people who get really discouraged and step back and in January are hearing crickets, or if you lean in now and you keep going, and these free groups are one way that that's going to happen. You are literally planting your seeds for January. You are literally filling your funnel and building those relationships and that trust so that people know what they're coming to you for come January 1st when those resolutions are happening. And so keep that in mind when you're, putting a lot of energy into this group. Tanya has done an amazing job getting this group going. Like I said, the information is going to be there on Thursday. We're going to give you the recipes right away then. I think we've got 15 recipes. Tanya put together this amazing guide so that they don't have to just do 5 certain recipes. Like they get to have some say and choice. And then, she's going to go over the weekend on how to prep it all and, some tips and suggestions for making the week easier. Kelly is going to add in a fitness component. So we were kind of talking we did not put anything about fitness in the title. Honestly, I'll stay away from it in my post as well, because people flock to meal plan groups. People flock to Crock-Pot groups. They all want to do it. But the minute you say we're going to add a squat in there, we're going to add a plank in there, they're like, well, maybe not. So we are going to do a squat challenge throughout the group. People can participate or not, but there will be a check-in and some prizes and things like that throughout the week for people who participate in that. In the evening, there will be a recipe check-in, like how did your day go? We would like reviews on how they liked their meals. Again, remember, it's not just Crock-Pot and one sheet meals, it's actually that freezer component too. So I think that's really neat. And if you are participating this week and you have challengers this week in the Rock Solid group, the way I am positioning this next group is come Wednesday, even though we start on Thursday, come Wednesday, I'm going to create a post being like, I've gotten such great feedback from this group. People are enjoying it. They're thriving. They're feeling great after just 3 days. I'm going to kick it up a notch. And not only am I going to do a Crock-Pot group next week, but now we're going to work towards doubling your recipes and freezing them. So it's going to be like my, Crock-Pot 2.0 group. So you can kind of shift it like that. If you've already advertised and you have people in the Rock Solid group, that's kind of how I'm explaining the fact that I've done, that I am now doing another one. So, How to successfully really invite. Let's go over that first before we dig into how I continue to build relationships and keep those conversations going throughout the week to ensure that they're successful and that they're enjoying themselves, and that hopefully maybe they will continue on with me at some point. Number one, you've got to create a post. If you haven't created a post yet, one of the homework assignments this weekend was to take pictures of yourself, whether or not it be with a crock pot or whatever. And hopefully maybe you took a couple, and if you haven't, do so and get a post up there. It does not have to be long. It does not have to be super in depth. If you've already done one and you haven't gotten the traction or response that you wanted, switch it up and do it again. I might, like I said, my post on Wednesday is probably going to be super, super simple and to the point. If I do another crock pot group, would anybody want in? And I think that's exactly how simple it can be. It does not have to be long and drawn out. I'm doing a crock pot and freezer group, I'm going to give you a complete meal plan with tips and suggestions on how to prep and freeze your meals to make the work week easier. It can be literally short and to the point. Don't just post and be done with it once. Make sure that you post, even if you've already posted about it. I would definitely post at least one more time in your news feed about it. And then, of course, show up in your stories as well. That's really important. In fact, you can create a couple slides on your IG and you can put them up every single day. You should not be using like for your Instagram stories, you can use some more like stock images or stock photos that you might make and say like a WordSwag app or something like that. But for your actual post, you're going to want it to be a picture of you to get that attention. You know how we even did, when I said it can be really short and to the point, if you've already done one, what you could throw up is, how sometimes around like 3-day refresh time, we'll put like just that caption that's like, anybody interested in doing a plant-based 3-day cleanse? Yes, you get to eat real food, ? And that's like it. If you've already done a post about the crock pot group, you could throw up something that simple to grab people's attention. So number one, you're going to want to make sure that you're showing up on social media a couple times up until this group. Now we're going to put people there on Thursday. For me, I will continue to share about it in my stories all throughout the weekend, because if somebody still wants to join me on Sunday, even though we've added our people on Thursday, and if people join you after Thursday, you've added them as soon as they commit, I will let people in Sunday and say, yeah, we've been preparing all weekend for the upcoming week, but if you want to get your groceries on Monday, if you can jump in now, feel free. I probably won't continue inviting or advertising it in my stories after Sunday, but I'm also not going to turn somebody down if they want to join. So you can add people at any time. Now's your time to get out that list. The other homework assignment was really to create a list of people who you are going to reach out to. This includes people who have been on the fence, who you've already been talking to, people who have said yes and backed out, people who interact with your posts and your stories. If they watch your stories, send them a message. And then dream teamers, because this is your chance to showcase, to really showcase what we have to offer. I think, I never will encourage people to send, 30 invites a day or those large amount of invites. But around free group times, I really do increase my invites. And I also don't really encourage like straight up scripts. I've kind of talked about that and how you really should form it for that person and tell them what's in it for them. But I do think a free group is something that could be a little bit more scripted, because you are really just putting that first invite out there. Think about who you are, think about the type of people that, you're sending these invites to. So like for me, when I was doing invites for the last group, it was all about, this crazy end of summer, back to school craziness and how the crock pot was literally going to save my sanity. And I thought that it could help that person too. So I would get out of your comfort zone a little bit the next couple of days and increase the invite so that you feel like I said, it's kind of a quick turnaround there. It's not, because once they say yes, you're not really going back and asking them what their goals are, and you're not asking them what kind of fitness they like and where their struggle is. So half the time when I say only send 3 invites or, 5 invites, it's because now you're going to have some back and forth and you don't want to get super overwhelmed. But with a free group, it's really just like, oh yeah, yes, or maybe they'll ask you a question, but really it's like kind of a more quick conversation. So I would definitely increase your invites to get people in there if you are able to do so. Are we doing giveaways in the group? Yes, we are going to do giveaways. I believe we decided we are going to do one for the squat challenge. We're going to do one for showing up in the daily check-ins as well. We haven't really narrowed down exactly what the giveaways are going to be, but we did say that there would be giveaways. I don't know, Tanya or Kelly, if you want to say anything else on that, but we do know that there's going to be giveaways there.
Tanya, were we going to do one every day for whoever checks in? I forgot. Was it every day or was it at the end?
I think we're going to do one every day on the wheel, even though we don't know how to make the wheel.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I got the wheel. I can help you with the wheel.
I think pumpkin spice because I don't really love pumpkin spice, so I have packets of that. I have so much Energize. I even actually have packets of Recover. So people who do the squat challenge, or bars. I have bars. So I think we could do. I think we have enough to.
And it's
do.
really only 5, right?
I have Energize packets.
5 packets, 5 prizes or 10 prizes, whatever. But it'll be minimal. So I'm happy to donate anything too. I have plenty of packets of stuff.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Good.
All right. So this is when you're going to have to get your kind of calendar in order and your organization system how you want it. Like for me, as soon as somebody said they wanted to, they commented on a post this last time, I wrote them down in my notebook. And again, the group will be open. We'll post it in my notes. We'll post it in Rise Up Empire. We can even post it tonight. It's open so that you can add yourselves. Content won't be there till Thursday for Challenger. So I would wait until Thursday to add your people. But don't wait longer than that if they already want in. If these are these early bird people who you've already commented on your post, get them in there on Thursday so that they can be there from start to finish. And then as soon as somebody says they want in next time, send them. What I do, you guys, is I know you guys know this, but it's recorded, so there's going to be other people who are listening too. I add them to the group, but then I copy and paste the link and I send it to them and tell them they have to accept the invite because that's the piece that's always missing. And I will tell you, for this last Crock-Pot group, I was only able to add 7 people, invite 7 people to the group, and then it blocked me. So I actually wasn't able to add anybody else for whatever reason, and I had to go back and then send that link to everybody to join. And they did, but just be conscious of that. So make sure to get them in there, and then we will we can keep a list of track of the people who are invited but not technically in there yet because they didn't accept their invite, and we can do that. Is it okay to add them Wednesday night? Yeah. Add them Wednesday night. If you already have them, get them in there, whatever you guys think is best. We can post because Tanya, I know you have that first bit of content, so as long as you know that you think that's good, Wednesday night's fine. We can share the group in Rise Up Empire tonight. So our goal really, and Tanya's made a huge push for this and worked so hard to make sure that they are prepped and ready to go come Monday. All right, again, you guys, I mentioned at the beginning of the call that free groups can seem a little bit exhausting. It seems like you're doing a lot of work, and I'm going to do a screen share of a document that I created, and I'm going to put it up in Rise Up Empire. But my messaging system for free groups with each person that's in the group is a little in-depth. Because this is your opportunity to get to know them. And I've heard from several people saying, I've had people comment and they have never, they want to be in the group and I've never even really interacted with them on social media. We've never connected. They've never liked a post of mine. Use next week, use those people in the group as your connects on your tracker. And as your follow-ups, maybe if you've already talked to them. I send a lot of messages during a free group. My inbox is buzzing. They're simple messages. They're mostly the same message that I copy and paste to each person. But it's important that you don't just throw them in the group and walk away. So I'm going to put this document in Rise Up Empire. Make it your own. You don't have to do everything. But I can tell you that this is what I use, and it helps me keep track of things. So for example, right away, when I see that they want to join, when they message or they comment on a post, and this is a really important point too, when someone comments on your post, you get 15 comments, you need to go back and individually reply to each one to have successful engagement in your post. Because what happens is Facebook shows that that's a really engaging post in the algorithms or whatever, and it shows it to more people. If at the end of those 15 people, you just reply to everybody, just one message and say, hey guys, thanks so much for your interest. Check your inbox. I'm going to send you a message. It's okay. But what you want to do is you want to message each individual person back and tell them to check their messages, or, hey, I'm so excited. Check your messages. How's the beginning of the school year been going for you? Or, oh my gosh, I thought of you. I knew you would love this group. Check your messages, that kind of thing. So again, takes a little bit more time, but the time that you're investing, you truly are planting the seeds for helping them in the future. So right away, I messaged every single one of my people. And this was for, so I'll change this up a little bit because this was for this last group. When I would send them the link for the group to join, I did it just like this. And I will update this link that's here because this is for the other Crock-Pot group. But I said, I'm so excited you decided to join me for the Crock-Pot group. Our goal is healthy and simple meals. Hopefully ease the mealtime chaos for you. Below is the link to join the group. Courtney already posted the meal plan PDF, so I want you to get in there and get prepped. And then the link. Tanya, will the PDF, you can just give me a thumbs up. Tanya, will the PDF for the guide be in there right away? Like, okay. So I'll say something like that, like Tanya's already posted the meal plan PDF. So we want you to get in there. So there's that little bit of sense of urgency. We don't want them waiting until Sunday to get in there. We want them to click on that link and click join right away. Then on Saturday, so like this is the Saturday before the group. Again, I messaged every single person. I said, happy Saturday. Were you able to look at the meal plan in the group? Dust off your Crock-Pot yet? Let me know what questions I can answer for you before we get going on Monday. Some people responded to me. Some people didn't. And that's just the way it is. But I wanted to engage with them. I'm showing them that I'm showing up for them, regardless of if they're showing up for themselves yet. Then today, Monday, that first day of the group, or next Monday when we start this group, literally, if you have time in the morning to send people messages, what I did this morning is all I said to every single one, ready to go, girl? It was like that simple. But if you're sending them in the evening, you could say, hey, how did your first meal go? Just something that they let you know that you're checking in on them first thing right away that Monday. On Wednesday, so like midway through the group, you're going to start to notice that you have people who have never engaged in any of the posts in the group, and they have not responded to any of your messages, and you have no clue if they're actually engaging in the group. It just happens that way. So I have 2 sample messages for somebody who is either engaging or somebody who's not. So for somebody who's not, hey, just wanted to check in with you. I hope I didn't overwhelm you with too much information. Have you tried any of the recipes yet? Hope this week is going good. And then for somebody who is responding, hey, what you thinking? I'm loving my meals this week. Simple as that. Again, let's talk about those people that you have never really connected with. It's okay to send this really quick, simple message, but then I would take the time. Again, these are going to be your tracker people for the week, right? Like these are going to be your connects on your tracker. I would take the time to add a little bit more to the message to say, how is the school year going for you? How is work? How's the new baby? Use this as your connecting time with your conversations, because it's really important, especially for those new people that you have not necessarily worked with in the past or gotten to know, that you're going to get to know them next week. And then, that's Wednesday, that's halfway through the week. And then the group's over, right? And Saturday or Sunday come around and you're going to go and you're going to message every single person that said they wanted to be in that group, regardless if they showed up or not. Because again, there's going to be people that never show up in the group and never respond to your message. And it doesn't mean that they're not doing it. So we can't just assume they're not. So you're going to send a message to every single person. For somebody who did not interact in the group, what you do is you give them an out and you say, hey, I know life is hectic and some weeks are crazier than the next. So if this week was for you, no worries. I would love for you to join another group in the future. And then you ask them, do you mind if I check in with you for my next group? I always ask that. Do you mind if I check in with you? Because maybe, we all know, life, it gets really hectic and it gets really busy and crazy. And some weeks you just didn't make it to the store to get all your freezer meals ready. So give them that out and then ask them if you can check in with them. And then you know what you'll do? You'll check in with them for the next free group and you'll offer that to them. But for somebody who really interacted in the group and was having great results and doing really well, your goal is to ask them what's next. Do you feel great? How are you doing? How did this, these easy meals ease your life this week? What is your plan next? How can I help you? And that's what this message really up here, number 5A, talks about. And that's where you'll say, I want to let you know that I'm starting a 30-day challenge on this date, and we'll narrow down the date, but it's the first Monday, I think, of the month. So on this day, that's pretty much like a 5-day group, but it's much more intimate. I provide coaching, accountability, education, and encouragement, tons of additional information, resources. So something similar to that, make it your own. We have to show up in the groups ourselves. We don't have to show up all day long, but we have to show up and share. And this could be a good idea for our food collages, because I know there's people like Tanya who are in a cave with no Wi-Fi and internet access all day long, and we're just busy, right? So nobody expects you to show up all day long, but we need to show up and show our meal that we ate. And if you can share that you're drinking your water or you're energized before your squats. Again, you don't have to show up all day long, but enough, like this could be our food collage, where at the end of the day, you combine the 4 pictures you took and you put it in the check-in post. And we've got to show up for each other and encourage one another, because above and beyond everything else, I think we all on this call will agree that is why we are still here. That is what keeps us showing up every day, and that's what we have to offer and what makes us very different. If you have somebody who is rocking it out and has never even posted in the group, maybe, or maybe they have, maybe they haven't, but in your message threads, like they're doing amazing and they're showing up, shout them out in the group, cheer them on, pay attention to that, because that's huge. And it's going to make them feel that much better, and that they want to continue on. So I will get this document edited just a little bit so it doesn't completely reflect this last free group. But I hope that helps. And again, I understand that that's a lot of messages, but take some things off your plate and for your tracker next week, and use these as your connects and your follow-ups to engage with them. And then you know what? They can be follow-ups for the next week too. These are gonna be the people that you're gonna talk to from here to January, and keep building those relationships. Do not get discouraged if nobody continues on with you. Do not get discouraged if people don't plug in. Just remember, anytime somebody says yes to a group like this, you are planting a seed, no matter how big or how small. And what we can't do is say, well, we didn't get anybody signed on. We're not going to do this in October. We're not going to do it in November, because we're tonight, right here and right now, we're saying we're doing another group in October. We'll pick a theme, and we're doing one in November. The sugar detox after Halloween is like amazing all the time. So we'll do a sugar detox and that kind of thing. But I see there's questions over here. Is it okay to do the group and not make a different meal each day? I'm thinking of Cotton now. Yes, of course. And what's really awesome, and you can share this with people, is they have this guide to take with them now, right? It's like that freemium that everybody talks about. We're adding value, and it wouldn't hurt. You guys, this is another point. Throughout next week, you better be talking about your meals on your stories. And you can give recipes away. Like, you should probably plan like 2 posts even in your news feed about showing the meal you're making and putting the recipe right in the thread. Like, give things away. Give more away than you expect to get back, and you will be rewarded tenfold down the road. It's just going to take some time. You've just got to build that trust in that relationship. One of the things that I've tried to focus on, and I just realized in my top 12 photos on Instagram or something, I have no food. And I was really trying to do a lot of that in my stories. And I created a story highlight for just recipes. And that was holding me even more accountable a couple days a week, like putting a recipe right in my stories. Because people, as we can see, gravitate towards nutrition. So make sure you don't stop sharing the crock pot things come Monday when we begin. Make sure you're still sharing those. Do you guys want any of us to go live at any point, or do you guys have that all planned out already? I can help with anything, and I love going live. Lindsay, you're so good live. I could listen to you all the time. I don't know. Do we want to do a Monday motivation? Let's get going. Would you do a Monday, Lindsay? Would you do a Monday? Let's get up, get moving.
Yeah, I can do that.
Inspire the heck out of all of us.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it. I mean, I've had a lot of interaction about it, and I've seen everyone else has, and it's fall and football season and stuff like that, so I think people are pretty excited about all that.
What about Monday and Wednesday? Like Wednesday, like it's halfway through the week. Like it's not too late if you haven't started yet, but maybe like if you did start, don't start falling off track.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. I love going live, and I love talking to,
You're
people.
so good at it too. And there's 15 recipes. So really we can even encourage them to start planning their next week using the meal plan guide.
Right. Instead of like, if it, like Amanda, obviously I'm not going to make 5 or however many different meals too, because that's what Blair said too. He's like, are you going to make like a new crock-pot meal every day? I'm like, no. But yeah, so then we can just like, yeah, we can do that. That's cool. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
I would have a lot of eating to do if I had to make 5 meals.
Lots of freezer meals.
We need more kids for that.
Merrick's been begging for more brothers and sisters.
All right. What else? Oh yeah. Share how maybe we remake the meal later in the week. Yes. Work harder, not smarter. You can eat like leftovers. That's a good idea too. I can even put one of those in like my daily check-in post. So I'm doing like the daily nighttime check-in post. I can do some tips like that there too. You know what else is a good thing? I'm just thinking about like creating the energy. You guys are so awesome at doing like your energized dances. Like there's no shame in posting those in there and doing a thread of those. Like, all right, who's ready for their squats today? That kind of stuff gets really people really excited. Are you inviting people that haven't interacted with your posts? Yeah. I'll definitely, I invite anybody. Like free groups, I think are a really great opportunity to invite everybody and anyone. And that's why I kind of say like I increase my invites, and I don't want anybody to like get nervous about that, but I think it's an easy invite. And it's the reason I love them is number one, it's free groups are not intimidating to invite to for the coach. Like as coaches, you're inviting them to something free. So it rips the Band-Aid off. If you're not an inviter, if it's not something that's comfortable for you, it rips the Band-Aid off. You're not asking them to buy anything. You can get those limiting beliefs out of your head that you don't want to be salesy and all that kind of stuff. But number two, for the person you're inviting, it's an easy yes, right? Like it's not intimidating. It's free. There's no fee involved. So it's less intimidating. So it works both ways. It's a really good way to invite. So the more the merrier, you guys. In fact, let's get, like we said, we'll post the group in Rise Up Empire, add yourselves, and let's get people added on Wednesday so that we can, maybe we can get a welcome post up on Wednesday, and then we can get people introducing themselves and go from there. Get excited about it. It's honestly can bring you so much joy because it reminds us kind of all why we're here, and it brings it. Free groups are always, to be honest, I think free groups are a little bit more engaging than even our 30-day groups. And I think they're a little bit more exciting. And that's exactly why we're all here. All right. Any other questions? All right, I think we have a good plan. I'll update that document and get it up in the team page. You guys, one other note, just real quick. Sorry, I posted a poll and I haven't gone back to see who answered it, asking for your preference on a weekday what the team call night is. I know I posted one like a couple weeks ago about like, would you rather 2 separate nights or doubling up on one night? I did one just tonight that was like, do you like Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday night? So if you guys can go and vote in the poll what night you would like best. I don't know if Monday nights have kind of worn out their welcome, and they're really hard. I get it. Like it's the first day back for a lot of people, for back to work and things like that. But I would love to make things a little bit easier for everybody. So if you could answer that, we might have some switching up come October. So, all right, we can't forget our picture and our boomerang, and I almost did. So, Jess, thanks for joining tonight. I don't know if this is your first call, but I think maybe. So welcome. All right, smile. 1, 2, 3. All right, let me open the boomerang. All right, 1, 2, 3. All righty, I'll get that up. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.